In this town, not only am I hunting for drama, I am hunting for rich daddies.
They say life is what you make it. Well, I say make it full of bears, drinking bourbon, talking about Bravo. Hello!
I'm Hunter Hardin.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to the Real Housebears.
Podcast. I'm enthralled with this new book I have. I'm just Page Turner.
I guess you're going to have to watch our video now.
Yes. See, I did it on the beginning so everybody can see. Look at that. That's me. That's me on the cover. Yes, that's right, people. I am reading a shady biker romance novel
called McCoy. From best-selling author
Esther E. Smith.
And you are the cover model. We just got our book
sure
in this
am.
week.
Look at that. She wrote this story based off of the picture that is on the cover, which is me. I'm such a biker.
Yeah, you are such a shady biker.
This will be the first romance novel that I ever read, and it's straight.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really...
How are you going to relate?
I'm going to have to... I'll put myself in the girl's perspective instead of me being me.
Well, let's just say that after you read it, I know a place where you can make McCoy gay.
Girl, yes.
At the House of Bears, I guess.
So I guess we're officially a video podcast now since the whole entire first 3 minutes.
Yes.
If you're not watching it.
And I look so cute in my reading glasses.
Yeah, so pretty cool week for us, for you in particular, that you knew that you were on the cover of this book. Mm-hmm. McCoy, A Shady Biker Romance by Esther E. Schmidt.
And she is USA's Today best-selling author, and you can get it anywhere right now, I think. But you can definitely get it on Amazon.
I know that you can get it on Amazon. So that was pretty cool to get that in the mail, and she signed it for you.
Yes.
And, I mean, she wrote the book based on seeing your photo, so that's pretty cool. So she owes it to you.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, because she based the story in Las Vegas, where I'm not from Las Vegas, but I'm from Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
Which is 8 hours away from Vegas, everybody. An 8-hour drive. A lot of people think Reno and Vegas are right next to each other.
You mean that Las Vegas, you don't drive through Las Vegas Strip and then it ends up in Reno?
No. You have to go through hours of desert before you reach another town.
Yeah, I had to learn that lesson once I met you.
People on the East Coast are like, wait, what?
Like they're not neighbors?
What?
You're kidding.
That's insane. But yeah, Esther E. Schmidt, based in Las Vegas, and she is from Holland, and that is where my family tree is from.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, I love all this. All right.
So yeah, I'm on the cover of a romance novel. I call me Fabio, I guess.
How sweet of it was it to send a copy to your mother, too?
She also signed and sent a copy to my mom as well, because my mom was so happy to get to have her son, her only and favorite child, and only son, favorite child, that's what I said, only son and favorite child, is on the cover of a book. Like, she was so devastated that I wasn't going to graduate high school, but I did.
Yes,
and it was probably her brightest moment in her life. But this is definitely her brightest moment. Her son is Fabio.
That is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, I want to give you an additional shout out that you're not expecting.
Oh, snap.
So, I mean, you're not only are you husband of the year because you're so hot that you're on a romance novel, but...
I mean, I didn't want to brag, but...
Despite what you try to give off on the mic sometimes, you're actually a super sweet and selfless guy, too.
Shh. You're ruining my shady biker romance image.
I just have to shout out my husband for just a minute, because last week Olivia Newton-John died, and I was devastated. And even though Hunter is, like, indifferent to ONJ, respects who she was...
Mm-hmm. I'm a Farrah Fawcett kind of boy.
He not only didn't complain all week long when I listened to Olivia Newton-John on repeat, but also watched Grease with me, which he had never seen before.
Yeah, it was my first time watching Grease, and it needs to be canceled.
You can't...
You need to cancel Grease because it's misogynistic and it is predatorial. Yeah.
Well, we can get to that one later.
Okay, so anyway.
But the songs were cute.
Rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John.
And the outfits were cute, too.
And then...
But when she flew off in the car at the end, I don't understand that. But I thought it made me cry a little bit because she's gone.
Oh,
it's sweet. But I do like the theory that she got into a car accident trying to go back home to Australia, and she was in a coma or in between death, and she dreams up that she went to this high school where she met that boy, and this is what happens. And then at the very end, she goes off into heaven, and that's why the car goes up into heaven.
That's
I like that theory. I think it's fun.
That's an interesting theory. I'm not mad at it. And then this week is Madonna's birthday. And despite me listening to Madonna on repeat, and then today a new Madonna album came out, of course, had to turn that on right away. And again, another artist that you respect, but not quite your flavor. Mm-hmm. Not a single complaint. And then, if it was like Amy Grant's birthday next week, I could listen to Amy Grant all week long, and you wouldn't give me a heart. Like when there are important events and, my two top artists are Amy Grant and Madonna. Like, you always just give me that. And not a lot of partners will, if it's not, like, their flavor of music. But you're like, okay, Baby's on again. Why not?
Baby.
And not a lot of partners are like that. So I just wanted to give you a public shout out.
That's that song, huh?
Yeah.
Well, once... I wish you would do the same for me, but...
Where's the lie?
There's a giver in a relationship and there's a taker in a relationship.
I haven't had the courage to listen to Xanadu yet because I know it'll really, really make me cry because, that was right after the days of the Disco Inferno and really great early pop music.
Mm-hmm. But I do have to say, Dorit and Kyle... back off the skates because that's what we're doing. We went and got roller skates months ago.
Yes.
And we started roller skating because we did it first. So you guys are copying and it doesn't look great on you. Sorry.
Yeah, last weekend I did you like my transition?
That was cute.
It was cute. Mm-hmm. It was just cute. But yeah, last weekend we went roller skating, had a really great time, and you looked really good in shorts on roller skates.
Yes.
It was pretty hot.
I could blow all day long.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, roller skating rings used to be my deal as a kid. I used to go deal in there and like deal drugs and skate and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I almost crashed and became toothless, not homeless.
Oh no!
It's called Homeless Not Toothless.
You did have a couple scares.
The first time I heard Homeless Not Toothless again in this episode, I just laughed out loud. I hadn't heard it out loud.
And nobody else is really taking it seriously except for Dorit.
I mean, it's just the most ridiculous name. It's just so funny. I can't.
They should maybe rename that organization.
You're homeless, but you don't have to be toothless, Bear.
And it's even funnier when people like Cathy Hilton aren't paying attention to what they're really saying.
Toothless and homeless. I mean, it's ripe for the picking, for being picked on. Multiple people have already said on the show, maybe it's not the best name for a charity. And us, Smiles for the Homeless. That's perfect.
We need to get in there and start fixing things up. One thing I was thinking about at Dorit's Homeless Not Toothless charity event, Lisa Rinna is having a complete breakdown and acting like a complete crazy person, but Dorit never seems to really get all that rattled about it. I think she's kind of glad this is happening.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's like, all right, well, my charity is going to be a great scene this season. I really don't think that the worst she did was can we put a pin in it, please? That's the worst she did.
Yeah.
I think Dorit was yes, charity event.
Action.
Done.
But I would be embarrassed for all the people that were invited that are sitting on the outskirts, terrified.
They are terrified. Terrified. Well, finishing up the charity gala, post breakdown and Rinna talking about how sad she is. They bring out a cake for Kyle for her birthday. And, you know, when they sang happy birthday, they actually didn't sound so bad. You know, and a lot of housewives, when they try to sing happy birthday, it's like
It's
no
kind of
one can
sporadic.
start together
Yeah.
and everyone's singing in a different key. But they didn't do too bad. I wasn't too mad
I
about
just really
it.
wanted Erica to be drunk enough to start singing higher than everybody else.
Like riffing,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Yes. I wanted that so bad.
I would like that also. So the men have retired outside, and PK is talking about his. And does he have an investment in cryptocurrency?
This is why they don't have a Real House Husband show. It's because that shit that they're talking about is boring. And I don't even know what cryptocurrency is. And when he was going to be like, well, explain to me what it is, he's like, oh, no, I can't. Like, it's too hard to even explain it to you. I'm like, that's the way I feel. I try to learn about it, and I have no idea what cryptocurrency
But that's
is.
also the way that Jen Shaw couldn't explain what she was doing for a job.
Wow. You just had to bring the mood, like, way down.
Well, what I didn't really understand, if this new thing was about an investment in cryptocurrency, how is that going to make him the king of real estate?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like, what did he
Is it maybe because he's going to buy up a lot of real estate? It didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. They're flirting. It's not going very well this time.
But I do love how much they love each other. I think it's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I like the moment when, like, the other attendees who are not cast members are still sitting there with their eyes wide open.
He's still alive?
It looks like they just witnessed a murder and they're too afraid to do anything because they're afraid they're going to get shot.
I'm going to bring this back up after season 3 of Salt Lake City premieres, because I've seen how people react when a housewife loses her mind. It's wild. But I kind of like that Dorit is kind of like, do you want to leave? And she just kind of dismisses them, like, it's time for you to go.
I know.
Like,
That was weird. I was like, did she legit just tell everybody to leave?
Yeah, without telling them to leave, she told them to leave.
Yeah.
It was kind of transparent, but I don't think they were mad about it.
No, everyone's like, I just want to get unmiked and out of here.
So Crystal wants to address the eating disorder. And
That you don't believe about?
Wow, you didn't even give me a chance to finish my sentence. But I did want to talk about that. Here's another reason. Gosh, I hate that I'm questioning this. I hate it. But you know what? She never once loses her cool about this. She never gets mad that the women are talking about it. She never raises a fuss. She never loses her cool. I'm like, what? First of all, that's not housewife behavior. Housewives lose their cool when other people talk about their personal issues.
And she's shown it multiple times in the show of how she loses her cool off of just the tiniest things.
So beyond whether you have an eating disorder or not raising a fuss about things does not make you a good housewife.
Wow.
That was f***ing mean.
But then also thinking, then why isn't she raising a fuss? Is it because if she raises a fuss, someone might find out that it's not as bad as she's talking about, that she's... Like, I hate how much I hate that I never even considered it.
I don't trust her. I mean, I just don't trust the situation. She might have an eating disorder, but I think she is just exaggerating it a lot. And anyways, we'll talk about it later because she brings it up and I have something to say.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about it because she says that she's been seeing people since she was 13 and that she's been seeing the right people, which they're like, maybe you're not seeing the right people, which I was like, whoa, that was abrupt.
Yeah.
But she's been on the journey since, which made me think, oh, then she is seeing someone.
But then her husband says, maybe it's time you do talk to somebody that's a specialist about this. I'm like, okay. And that scene where she just starts kind of break down and crying because she so doesn't want it to do it for other people. And I'm like, when did these women pressure her to get help? They just talked about their concern about her.
Yeah. You
can't go up to somebody and say, I have cancer, or I have an eating disorder, or, I am terminally ill with something, I don't know, and not have your friends worry about it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous to think that your friends aren't going to talk about it and worry for your safety and want you to get help.
Like, I even think that Garcelle was a little bit worried about Erica and her drug and alcohol situation.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree. But again, maybe that's why she's not raising a fuss. I'm like, I have more questions about Crystal than I ever did before.
And also her husband said he was even shocked that she even brought up the eating disorder on social media. Because I don't know, I think that maybe because he doesn't even hear about it from her ever, so he doesn't even think it's a big deal, or that she is so secretive that she doesn't talk about it to anybody, so why would she do it on social media?
I feel like a bad human for questioning it.
You're a soulless person.
It's crappy, but with her track record, with her being canceled out by 14 friends, with all the so-called rumors, but seem to be more leaning on the truth side.
And us with our detective experience.
Well, of course. I was a PI for a long time.
Right, yeah. So all of the clues come together and point towards a gross exaggeration.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Well, Sutton still doesn't like being called a liability.
Yeah, she brings that up again.
And because she's been sitting and thinking and talking to Josh probably about how she wants to, kind of bring this up in a really cunning way.
Yeah, and she did. Dang.
She thought about how she's going to say this.
It was good, too. And it's truthful. It was 100% truthful.
She's like, by the way, you're going to call me a liability when last year I just kept saying, I just don't want lawyers call me. I just don't want to be associated. Now I'm associated. Lawyers are calling me. Lawyers are asking me to, give my statement and so on and so forth. So I wasn't a liability. You were.
That's why you are a liability and not me.
Oh, I was like, ooh, I definitely sucked my teeth on that one.
I was like, don't punch her, Erica. Don't punch her.
I was waiting for her just to lunge over the table. Because she got her. She got her good.
But you know what? Erica's really good at deflecting that because she suggests that maybe it's Sutton's fault because she was the one to speak up. And then flashback to everyone in the cast speaking up.
Speaking up, yeah.
And Garcelle's like, hello, it wasn't just her.
Garcelle speaks the truth. Garcelle doesn't let anything slide.
Yeah. Oh, no, she does not. And
I like that
and
about
I'm not
her.
being her bodyguard.
No, she's just saying the truth because everybody literally did.
Well, Erica didn't get a chance to punch Sutton because Diana jumps in.
I was like, really, Diana? Like, now we're going to do this?
Yeah. So since you're not the bodyguard, I do feel like you're the most difficult to get to know. Like, you shut people down. You don't try to get to know me. And Garcelle's like, well, what do you do to try to get to know me?
Yeah, it's a two-way street. I feel Garcelle just got labeled that by somebody, and everybody's running with it. But no, I think Garcelle is probably one of the realist housewives that are on the show that I would be comfortable talking with.
I mean, it is clear that Garcelle has some walls. I mean, that goes without saying. But I don't think that she's cold. And
I don't think
she
her
and
walls
Diana had just had this let's move past our issues conversation like 2 days ago.
And plus, you can't just be best friends with somebody right away. It takes time making memories with that person.
Yeah, it does.
You can't just go to lunch and be like, oh, we're best friends now.
Oh,
No,
hey.
it takes time. You have to make the initiation or the initiative to call that person and invite them out to make a memory.
Yeah.
And that's how you talk. That's how you open people up. You're not just going to sit down and be like, blah, 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 and just spill your whole life out.
Right. Well, they squash it pretty quickly, despite Rinna jumping in. Do you hear what she's saying?
I cannot stand Lisa Rinna. I cannot stand her anymore. It
I
is
mean,
so frustrating.
You know, there's a lot of stuff on social media right now saying that Rinna and Diana in particular are not coming back next season.
Oh, really?
Lots of social media whispers going on about that.
Who started this?
Kyle.
You.
There's been a few different combinations of people that I've seen not returning, but Lisa Rinna is almost in all of them.
By the end of this episode, I was kind of thinking that maybe this isn't the best group of girls together all in the same room because there's so many tight-knit friendships and there's other just people that hate each other. Lisa and Sutton. Garcelle and Erica, and Erica and Sutton, and what other combination that they cannot even be in the same room with each other. So there's like a little friend group here, a little friend group here, a little friend group here, and it hasn't changed.
That's another thing that social media is really mad about. They're like, we need these friend groups to split up.
Yeah, it's too much. I can't handle
too long.
the Mean Girls group, the Outcast group. Like, I'm tired of it. I want them to start finding connections.
Yeah, people are pretty upset about it. As a matter of fact.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
And they're like, Kenya Moore has been friends and enemies with everyone on her cast. That's
I like
what
it
we
when
want.
it ebbs and flows when you get friendships and stuff, because that's when, like, other housewives get jealous of the friendships, and then there's dirt that spills out that way. But this one, it's all it is just Mean Girl, and it's the same fights between the same people. It's kind of
veterans versus new.
Yeah,
people.
it's old.
It is getting tiring, but it's still been a really good season. I feel that way. But I like when Diana and Garcelle finish it up and they agree to put it for the ever and Garcelle's. How do you feel about that, Rinna?
Seriously, like, Rinna, you obviously are the most opinionated person in this group and is probably the wisest and smartest. Oh, I just can't stand her.
But Rinna's like, oh, why would you say it that way?
That's so mean and vindictive.
Well, Garcelle, I think that you're reserved because of fear. And you don't come from love.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. The person that was screaming F you the whole time to Sutton across the table and admitted that you're being a horrible person.
Because you're upset.
Because you're upset about stuff. And you're still doing it.
I'm so shady.
Hurt people hurt people.
It doesn't give you an excuse.
And people who are worried about losing their diamond react to fan favorites. You know what they say.
So stupid.
Garcelle's like, you know what? Just once, I would like to feel like somebody was on my side other than Sutton. Just once.
That's the way I feel.
I would like to feel like someone understands what I'm trying to say, is someone who can maybe understand my heart and realize that I'm not trying to be hateful.
Yeah.
Poor Garcelle.
But Kyle agrees with Garcelle. She's like, I agree with whatever's happening with Garcelle.
Whatever you say, I'm fine with it. And then we have our scene at Crystal's where they talk about Crystal posting it, and Rob supports her in finding help, and she doesn't want to get help on anyone's terms but hers.
She just wanted the attention. She doesn't want to actually do anything about it. I don't want to say that, but I did.
Yeah,
but that's just devil's advocate, so that's not me.
Is it?
You talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Is that your opinion?
That's my plead the fifth card kind of thing.
I don't think it works that way.
Damn it.
But Rob is being a sweet and compassionate and supportive husband, which is always nice to see. Yeah. And then Cathy Hilton shows up. And that's when Cathy Hilton shows up, we can see Crystal's full body. Did you notice that she's wearing this cute leather like dress with sneakers?
I didn't see the shoes.
I was like, how are you wearing that cute leather dress with sneakers? I don't get. I don't even know how that happens. But Crystal immediately like, I was crying. Let's talk about it.
This is another thing where she doesn't want to feel pressured by the women, but she is so eager to talk about it with each one of these women.
And Cathy's like, I support you in not talking about it. It's your own journey, even though we're talking about it on camera.
And you should probably do something about this on your journey.
But at least she does say, I want you to understand that the ladies are really just coming from a place of love and concern.
Yeah, again, so why would you think that if you said something like that, your friends, people that care about you, wouldn't be concerned? It's just ridiculous.
Do you have a snack?
Do you have a cracker? I just need something to nibble on. Just a little. I just need a little innocent little cracker.
She like
just a little
cuts
cracker.
That conversation.
Oh yeah, she has no time for it. She's business.
She doesn't like to talk about serious stuff.
No, she doesn't. And plus, she probably thinks that. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything else.
Kitty cats lick your tongue?
But yeah, at first she just needs a little cracker, and then maybe can you also get a Diet Coke and some cheese? That would be cute as well.
Well, this would really be a good place for us to get a snack.
I want a snack.
You want a snack?
I want a snack before we go over to Kyle's house.
Well, let's see if we have a cracker in the kitchen.
I want a cracker, a Diet Coke, a piece of cheese, a potato with caviar.
Done.
Bye.
All right, who wants a drink?
We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Anchor by Spotify.
If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me give you a rundown. Basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Here's how it works.
Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today.
Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you could publish video podcasts to Spotify directly.
With Anchor, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions.
And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Today. And we're back.
So far, we've had rage, tears, laughter.
Back over at Kyle Richards' house where it's her birthday.
Oh my God, hi Kyle, happy
She
birthday.
got a really lovely jeweled bottle of champagne or wine or
Champagne bear.
Oh, yes. Kris Jenner sent some lovely flowers.
You better, Kris Jenner.
But I just really wanted to see a whole scene with the dogs.
Smokey, bring back the Rena Beauty box.
How cute. That little shadow is pretty cute.
So they're all wearing pajamas. They're all having mom and daughter and dad night. And Kyle got skates, which you talked about earlier, but like she can really skate.
She can.
And you know, I was like Kyle, like when I was young, I wore my roller skates to the dinner table. I wore my roller skates around the house. I wore my roller skates around the neighborhood, like 24 hours a day.
You're like that
Tootie from Facts of Life.
Tootie.
Which, wildly enough, Kyle
brings up.
Used to roller skate with the cast of Facts of Life and with the Jackson family. Like,
That's
what?
pretty intense.
Like, the Facts of Life, it was my number one favorite TV show growing up. Like, number one. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the Facts of Life. The Facts of Life. It's like the best.
I've never seen an episode of it.
Oh, well,
No, I just got done watching Golden Girls every single season. Great show. Way ahead of its time.
I feel like Kyle is going to be more of a bridezilla than the actual bride herself.
It seems like it.
Even though she spends this whole scene talking about like how I got really tired of everyone wanting to have their input into my wedding. I just want to do it my way. And I'm like,
she's going to want to do it her way.
Well, over I didn't catch the name of this restaurant, but Rena and Erica are eating by a really lovely fireplace. It's a really nice setting. Rena and Harry just did a photo shoot for the People Couples issue.
Oh, because it's people, couples.
I really do hope that, I wish them the best. I do hope they make the long run. I hope they really do. I hope they really are as in love as they seem.
As they seem, yeah.
Yeah. I do think that Rena does a lot for the TV.
I think so too.
But she's feeling a little bit better since Dorit's event emotionally. She didn't expect to have a breakdown. I was like, nope, you have that planned. Nope.
She's calculated.
You showed up to that dinner waving and screaming across. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Making a spectacle of herself.
You were ready
right
to
away.
show up and
make an ass of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know better than that.
But Rena's not like done. She's still going in on Sutton.
She's still like, Sutton's just a trigger for us. It just makes us so angry.
But I've read that there's been some off-camera stuff between them. Like Rena telling Sutton, I got you on the show and blah, 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 blah. And you owe me whatever it is.
Whatever. These housewives, man, they get really jealous of seniority. It is crazy.
But I really wish more so that Erica would let the Sutton thing go.
Yes. It's just, they both hate her for the stupidest reasons.
Yeah,
and they will not let it go, and it's so old and stupid.
Right. Well, Rena's going to have a relaunch of Rena Beauty, which is just really just another party.
Yeah,
it's nothing new. It was supposed to be bigger, but then Omicron happened, and so instead of this time it being at Crystal's house, it's not going to be at Crystal's. It's going to be at an actual real venue.
Lisa's like to Erica, why did Sutton say that about you, Erica? Say that you're a liability right there at the table. I'm like, I just can't believe the delusionalness that Lisa has. She is just so two-sided and two-faced and totally contradicts herself every single move that she makes.
Yeah, because maybe Erica called her a liability.
Yeah, hello. And plus, you bring up shit at dinners all the time about people. You are one of the biggest shit stirrers at the table. So don't be shocked that somebody said somebody about somebody else because it's just a mean girl tactic just because it's Sutton. Mm-hmm. Irritated.
Well, Sutton and Kyle are over at Mr. C.
Yes, Mr. C.
They both have a serious purse fetish.
These,
Kyle will lose her mind.
$16,000 for a purse.
Yeah, but
a purse.
They love a good bag.
I can't.
Listen, if I have the money...
Okay, so...
No, I wouldn't. I'm going to be like Garcelle. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a Birkin bag.
I remember my mom's, I remember going through my mom's purse. It was like a treasure trove of just crazy gadgets and candies and keys and cards and stuff. I can't imagine these women having to change out I'm sure their purses aren't that filled, but day to day, filling it and refilling it. What do they keep in there? Just probably a pocketbook?
Well, most moms are carrying mom stuff in their purse, but they have assistants for that.
That's true.
I guess.
And plus their kids, most of their kids aren't home, except for Dorit's.
Right. And Crystal has young kids, too.
Crystal.
Right. Well, Sutton feels better today also, but Kyle was surprised about the liability comment towards Erica, and Sutton's like, it's just so ironic and hypocritical that Erica called me a liability.
Sutton's just defending herself. How come she can't defend herself?
And I thought she did it in a beautiful way.
I did too. I thought it was gorgeous. Did. It was really, really good.
But Sutton's really over everyone defending Erica all the time, but she doesn't spend a lot of time talking about it. She quickly switches the conversation. I think it's because, she's realized that Kyle is not going to say anything negative about Erica on camera.
Well, and also Kyle will run over to Erica and say everything that's
That's true too. That's true too.
Don't be Kyle. Don't be Kyle. Yeah. Don't be Kyle.
But so she switches the conversation over to her date night.
With a kind of cute guy, she says.
And Kyle's like, well, you're kind of dressed like a nun, practically.
She said, it almost like she was talking about her dressing homely, almost. And I was like, Kyle, why can't you just be nice to Sutton?
Yeah, right.
Why can't you just be kind to her? And, I'm catching on that Sutton puts herself down so much, and I'm so tired of it.
Her sense of humor is very self-deprecating.
I hate it because these other women are doing it to her, and I'm like, Sutton, you're not this horrible person.
Well, Kyle was just like, dress like you have some money. That's what she was saying. Mm-hmm. Not dress because you're not. Mm-hmm. Show some flash.
Mm-hmm. She says you look like somebody that needs help.
Right.
Whatever.
So we get our everyone's getting ready montage.
Glam squad.
Every single time. Now Dorit has skates.
Oh, hell no.
Phoenix is helping.
Yeah, she's
kind of like how dogs and cats help you do the laundry and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But she reads PK. She's like, if she falls, it's your fault because you are giving her less confidence.
And PK's like, oh, okay. I guess I was just read hardcore by a child.
Yeah, you are.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Fall down the stairs.
Yeah, you little shit.
We'll blame Phoenix.
Yeah. But I love it that Phoenix is like, if you fall, I'll catch you. I'm like, honey, you're not going to be able to catch her. And
that's sweet that you think
I like that. Sweet.
We finally get to the party, and I'm totally into Renee's tiger stripe.
Gold, honey.
I do wish it was a cat suit. It's a two-piece.
Oh.
I wish it was like a tiger striped cat suit.
I don't get it.
Get it? I
don't get it.
Because tigers are cats.
Kitties. So stupid.
Rena is not happy with the lack of a real bartender.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to drink poorer. She wants a bartender.
I understand that they're brand ambassadors, which means this was free drinks, free catering for Lisa, for her party, because there's brand ambassadors there, so they're there for free. Yeah. Like, she doesn't have the money to do that.
A real bartender has real lemons, I'll tell you that.
And plus, like...
She is not happy about the lack of lemons.
Why are there 2 brand ambassadors there where they can't even serve drinks? Wouldn't that kind of be... I would feel like if you're going to be a brand ambassador, you're going to be at these events, you need to get a bartending license.
Well, bartenders are on the way.
Whatever.
Bartender is on the way.
You're just always on someone else's side.
No, they said a bartender was on the way, silly.
I know, I'm just joking. You're terrible back and forth. See?
Well, Garcelle almost did cocaine at Studio 54. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Luckily for her, she's spilled it.
every... Oh my gosh.
I thought it was bold of her to admit that she was like willing to just succumb to the peer pressure and try it. It makes me feel like she's tried it since. It makes me feel like she's been pressured. She's like, well, I thought I was going to do it before. I bet I'll just try it now.
And doesn't seem like she's got that many walls up.
Right? I don't know. But I thought it was brave of her to admit that. Dorit, when they take the group photo, flipped out at Sutton for touching her
She
hair.
just flipped her head around. She's like...
Seriously, she's like, I would rather you come in my house with a gun than touch my hair.
I know, my goodness.
That's the truth.
Out of nowhere, Kyle invites everyone to her home in Aspen.
Which, haven't they done this already?
No, because everyone...
Oh, that was Salt Lake City where they went to, like, Aspen.
Yeah, they went to somewhere in Colorado. Yeah. And I don't remember where the trip was last year where Cathy brought the fan and anyhow. Well, Kyle's house is small, but there's another house down the road that everyone can stay at. And Dinah's like, I'll stay at a hotel. I'm high maintenance. I know it. And I kind of respect that.
I respected that too. I'm like, listen,
okay.
you know your audience and you know who you are and you know what you want. Get it, girl.
Some professional disco dancers come out to perform, and Sutton referenced Solid Gold. I'm like, in one episode, I get the facts of life and Solid Gold. Like when I was in 6th grade, we all made a time capsule, and we were all going to get together back in the year 2020, which never happened. But we were going to write down what we wanted to be in the year 2020, and I wrote down that I wanted to be a Solid Gold dancer.
Wow.
Solid Gold doesn't exist anymore, as I'm sure you know. But what if I was a almost 50-year-old Solid Gold dancer?
You are so gay.
Yeah, right? Another one of my favorite shows.
Skating around like Olivia Newton-John and just dying to be a Solid Gold dancer.
Yes.
Yes. You were a fun kid.
I sure was. Even more fun than I am now, could you imagine?
Listen, I can be a bit of a loose cannon.
Cathy and Garcelle have a really sweet moment talking about Cathy's husband, but I was like, this is a really sweet moment, but this is just filler. This is really not essential to anything at all.
Yeah, I was like, why are we talking about Rick?
But then Kyle starts stirring it again.
Here it comes.
She's like, Sutton, how you feeling about Erica being here? She's such a bitch. But I feel like this is just a repeat of the same conversation we've been having for like 2 or 3 episodes.
And it's the same opening that Kyle does every single time.
Well, you know what? Kyle just needs to understand.
Because it's her issue.
So she flat out asks Erica, what did you mean about calling Sutton a liability? Gosh. I mean, Kyle is not doing so well at hiding how obvious she is.
She's trying to be on the show.
Or just stirring the pot. I mean, she's just not even subtle about it anymore. So Erica's like, well, Sutton is a hindrance to Garcelle really making friendships in this group. I was appreciative of that, finally understanding it myself. Mm-hmm. But because of Sutton, Garcelle's having a hard time making friendships in the group.
Well, it seems like everyone's having a hard time being friends with Garcelle because she has walls up, not because she's friends with Sutton. But whatever, make whatever excuse you guys want.
But for a moment though, Dorit is a good devil's advocate. Because she was like, well, at the Homeless Not Toothless event,
at the Toothless and Homeless Foundation,
when Erica said when Sutton said lots of lawsuits about Erica, that was pretty
so
rude.
Oh my god!
And that gave Renna a moment to go, yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was effing rude, man.
Like,
it was mean.
Lisa, you literally, 15 minutes ago, had a breakdown and was like, I just want to put everything in the past because I'm just upset and I'm angry because my mom, blah, 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 so I'm just taking it out on blah, blah, blah. And it's like she's right back to doing it again. It's like you're not even trying.
No, not at all.
And that's what's annoying.
But Cathy breaks it again because she's
Oh my
like,
gosh.
So what was this called again? The Toothless and Homeless Foundation? where was this? And everyone just loses control, but especially Garcelle, because no one can remember. Like, they even have that funny confessional
like,
moment
where they're asking
like,
people what it was.
It's toothless.
They're like, hold on, I gotta get this in the right
what
order.
What makes sense? What
Yeah.
makes the most sense?
They are toothless, but we don't want them to be.
Right.
So,
But
but they
do they-
are homeless.
Oh, okay, so wait.
Homeless. Toothless, not... No. Homeless, not toothless.
It's tough. It's tough. No one can remember it, but Dorit gets mad at Garcelle. Garcelle's like, I'm not laughing at your charity. I'm laughing at Cathy.
Yeah, y'all, that's just funny. I don't care who says what where.
Leave it to Kyle. So, Rena, you still have hard feelings towards Sutton.
Let's talk about it.
And Rena's like, you know what? I just want you all to cut me some slack for being two-faced.
No,
I want you to just let me be nasty 1 minute and then nice the next minute and just deal with it and accept it because I'm going through a hard time.
She literally said, sometimes I could be really nice and then say something really hateful, but you know what? I'm going to cut myself some slack because I'm grieving. God, shut up. I don't care if you're grieving. Doesn't give you an excuse to be horribly mean to one single person in the group and continuously do it when they're trying to make your life better and try to solve things. It's childish.
I've always said, and I think I've even said on this podcast, you can vent to me, but you can't vent at me. Mm-hmm. If the problem isn't with me, then scream all you want. But don't take it out on me.
You know what? Next time, I'm just a horrible, mean person. I'm just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give myself some slack for it. Because you know what? I stubbed my toe yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know what? I deserve this.
You do.
I deserve to be a horrid human being to somebody. Selectively mean to somebody.
I think you've earned it.
Thank you.
That toe.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't my pinky toe. It was just a big toe. It didn't hurt that bad. Rough. But you know what? It hurt.
Well, Sutton is a cult. And then she can't even really get a sentence out.
No.
And Erica's like, and they say I have a drinking problem. Which I thought was kind of a funny joke, but not helping the situation.
Yeah.
Sutton does get ganged up on a lot.
And then that opens up Erica and Garcelle's discussion about Erica's drinking, because Erica's pissed off about it now.
Yeah, Erica's like, you're just trying to push this false narrative. Just make me look bad. And you didn't do it because you care. You only did it because you wanted to make me look bad.
And then another golden comeback comes out from Garcelle, not from Sutton, but from Garcelle this time.
Oh.
Erica, I don't have to make you look bad. You can do that on your own.
You make yourself look bad. I don't need to help you at all with that. That was so good. Yes, ma'am.
Really good. But
and both of those instances were directed at Erica.
Oh yeah.
So Erica, maybe you should look at your life for a second.
Garcelle gives Erica good reads. She just tells Dorit F off. Well, Sutton tells Erica that she's going to call her tomorrow so they can just clarify it all. And Erica's like, please don't.
I just can't. Sutton, just stop trying with these people. I would be so nasty to them right back because I couldn't handle it.
Sutton has already been like, it's now Lisa Rinna's issue. I've done everything I can. You need to be that same way with Erica. I've done everything I can. If she's going to be mad, whatever.
And do I really want to be friends with these two people? No.
I mean, it is nice if I'm going to be stuck with them in a resort that we can actually enjoy each other. But you're not obligated.
They cannot find any common ground in any form or fashion.
No, it's annoying. It's annoying.
It is.
But you know what is also annoying? That not everyone is following us on social media. I'm not mad. I'm just pissed. So if you'd like for us to not be annoyed
or pissed,
you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. You can find us on Twitter, Real Housebears, And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You can also find us on YouTube at The Real House Bears Podcast, and you can listen to us wherever we are on podcasts. Oh, and also, we are posting all of our videos of this, and I think you can see it on Spotify.
Yes.
But you can also find us on our YouTube. You can find the whole videos of our podcasts and see our beautiful, gorgeous faces.
And Hunter's great imitations of random people.
Like Villain Diana.
And the cover of that book that he was talking about at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys got to see that. It's pretty hot.
All right.
But anyways, if you are on Apple Podcasts, please scroll down and give us a cute little review. We would be very glad
We
if
haven't
you
had
did
a
it.
new review since April.
Yeah, but we were doing really hot. We were having one every week for a hot minute, and it was awesome.
It was really nice.
But you know what? Now y'all just have violated my heart.
Violated your heart.
Yes, by not doing any more reviews.
All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Little microphone test.
Oh. Test, 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 test.
We're losing our touch at being original on our test.
I know. I think
So
I've done
think
test,
about-
test, 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 test. We are testing our
It's a lot
voices
to
right
think
now.
about.
I mean, I have to come up with new podcast stuff all the time.